There's a serial killer in my housing unit we called Truck. He was a long-distance truck driver, and he would pick up prostitutes at truck stops and murder them and throw them out of the truck. This is...
Great place to live.
Oh, it's great having these people just, around you 24 hours a day. This was before DNA testing. So he ended up strangling a woman who survived, and she identified him. She got the license plate of the truck as he was driving away. So he was doing 40 years. And for reasons that were never clear to me, he constantly sought my approval. He would say things like, "Oh, John, I saved you a seat in the TV room for the Steelers game this Sunday." I'd say, "Thanks, Truck." There was another man, though, who wanted to move into my cell. But we had a rule in our cell: no pedophiles and no rats. So I said, "You a pedophile?" He said, "No." I said, "What's your crime?" He said, "Murder for hire." I said, "I don't think I like that any better than pedophilia." I said, "What were the circumstances?" He said, "Oh, I have a gambling problem. I owed the mob $100,000. I took out a life insurance policy on my business partner, and I hired a hitman to kill him." And I said, "And you ratted out the shooter?" He said, "Well, they offered me 20 years. I said, "No rats, no pedophiles." Well, he didn't like that. One day, I'm sitting in the TV room with Truck watching the Steelers game, and it just so happened that day that Jake Tapper had come up to the prison to interview me. And so I was called down to the lieutenant's office to sign a waiver.
If you want to take shots at fake Jake, go right ahead. Feel free. Just fire away. I don't like Jake Tapper. Go ahead.
So I got called down to the lieutenant's office to sign the waiver. Normally, if you're called to the lieutenant's office, it's because you did something and you're going to solitary. So I'm sitting there watching the Steelers game, and this rat didn't see that I'm sitting a foot and a half away from him, and he says to the guy next to him, "Did you hear Kiriakou got called to the lieutenant's office?" He said, "That guy's a rat. He went down there to rat us out." Well, if you call somebody a rat, blood's going to be spilled.
Yep.
I didn't react in any way. And Truck said, "That guy just called you a rat." But I saw my opportunity, and I said, "Half an hour ago, I heard him call you a pedophile." And without saying a word, Truck got up and beat him almost to death. They had to land a helicopter in the yard to life flight him to Pittsburgh.
This is CIA ops.
That's exactly what it was.
Accusation.
I ran an op.
Yeah.
And so Truck got an extra 5 years and got sent to the maximum security penitentiary, got rid of him. And then the murder for hire guy, after 6 weeks in the hospital, came back. Somebody had told him what I did, and he came back.